In late 2009, in December 2009, we planted the church in Nagoya. Nagoya is a city of 9 million people, so roughly the size of Chicago. The fourth Sunday of the church plant in Nagoya, we had a woman after the sermon come up and say, "I want to be baptized." And we were thinking this is going to take years and years and years because everyone had told us Japan is so hard and you're not going to see fruit for 8 years. And in fact, for your first 7 years, you're just an impediment to the work. And so after holding services for 4 weeks and having someone come up and say, "I believe all this and I want to follow Jesus," I was shocked. I shouldn't have been, but I was really surprised. And we were averaging, after a year, about 40 to 50 people a week, and the average church in Japan is 35 people. And so we were seeing the momentum that we had and also the way that our team was growing, and we knew that we were going to have the resources to split our people, split our team, and start a new church in Osaka. So in October of 2011, we launched the church in Osaka. In the first year of that church plant, we saw 8 people come to Christ. And now that church is 5.5 years old, and we've had over 50 people come to Christ there. And between the church in Nagoya and the church in Osaka, we've had 93 baptisms. The church in Nagoya, as of summer of 2017, is averaging over 170 people a week, and the church in Osaka has 110 worshipers every week. We've met in various places, from sports bars and dance studios and the YMCA and community centers and all different kinds of places. But one of the things that we've done is we've leased buildings where we can go in and use a space 24/7, not have to set up on a Sunday, and we've used that as our church property. And that has worked, and it's allowed us to grow, and it's allowed us to make a lot of disciples. One of the things that will help us to continue forward the mission is to actually own land and own the property where we gather to worship. There's a few benefits to this. Obviously, financially, it's good to not pay rent, and it's good to actually own something. But also, there's some things in Japan that make owning land for a church particularly strategic and beneficial. For instance, if a church plant starts in the United States, they don't have to own land to become a religious nonprofit, to become a 501c3. However, in Japan, if you would like to become the equivalent of a 501c3, a nonprofit, you actually have to own the land on which you conduct your religious activities. So we can still conduct worship services, we can even be a nonprofit, but we can't be a religious nonprofit in Japan without owning the land where we meet. And so if we are able to own the property where we gather for worship, we would be able to get that religious nonprofit and enjoy a tax benefit, not only for us, but any other church that is affiliated and came under our same umbrella. We'd love for you to do a building campaign for a building that you'll never see. And that's in essence what we're asking people to do, is believe and care and have this heart for the kingdom of God in Japan, for a children's center where you will never take your kids, for a worship center where you will probably not worship, but yet know that one day you'll meet saints there who did worship there because you sacrificed to make an impact on the other side of the world.